Hello there, and welcome to the first episode of the Wellness Connections podcast. I decided to make this episode a solo episode so that you get to know a little bit about myself, and then some of the mission, some of what my personal beliefs around wellness are, and then we'll start diving in with some guests next week. So my name is Emily Mahler, and I reside in southwestern Pennsylvania in the United States. And I am a wife and I have three boys. Currently, their ages are 9, 4, and 8 months. Um, I started my health and wellness journey over 10 years ago. I had always kind of been, well, not always, but as I got older into my teenage years, I was a little more interested in eating a little bit healthier. And then at college, lots of salads, that kind of thing. And in 2012, I was introduced to the world of essential oils. And I had used essential oils a little bit in the past, but probably don't talk to any of my college roommates. And my first like big oops, I guess, and my personality type is like, I know what I'm doing, so like you don't need to tell me what to do. Uh, was that tea tree oil, was using it a little bit for my face, and it was really great for sickness. So we had a humidifier in our room, and I definitely used way too much essential oil. And not to mention, I don't even remember where I bought it. Our whole entire floor smelled like tea tree. Um, but whenever I came home and I had a few friends who had started doing doTERRA essential oils, and they were doing classes and workshops, and I learned a lot more about using therapeutic grade and using them for all different sorts of things, and just a little bit goes a long way and that kind of a thing. And so from 2012 to 2015, I kind of dove into essential oils and learned more about them and how they work with the body. And when I got pregnant in 2014, I was like, I'm going to be an oily mom and I'm going to use oils every single day on my kids and all this stuff. And when I had my son on June 8th, 2015, um, which that's a whole other story for another time, but I got out, I can't remember what oil. I think like the frankincense, like the whole thing then was to do frankincense on the crown and then myrrh on the belly button to help with the umbilical cord and stuff like that. And so I pulled them out and I was just like, whoa, these are really potent. And like when you start using oils, they are potent, but when you have a baby and your senses are so freaking heightened, um, that was when I was like, wait a second. I don't know that I subscribe to the never dilute anymore, or you don't need to dilute. So I started looking into essential oils more on a homeopathy base and learned more about how the body um, needs the dilution of the essential oil, how just one drop of essential oil and a tablespoon of coconut oil can do so much, and you don't even need to use all of that to see a therapeutic effect. Um, I learned a lot more about how the baby's skin functions and that you really shouldn't use essential oils until after 4 months because of skin permeability and all kinds of things. So I still used essential oils. I just definitely did it in a lot more of a safe way and continued learning through all of that. So in essential oil land, I got really into podcasts and I fell in love with um, Dave Asprey and Green Smoothie Girl. I don't remember what her name is. And I listened to their podcasts a lot. I listened to a lot of different health podcasts, learned a lot of different topics, and have lots of just miscellaneous information in my head. And that's when I started also learning a little bit more about frequencies in a sense, and essential oils having a frequency and each plant having a frequency. And the Green Smoothie Girl talked about the frequency of plants and how, um, it's a higher frequency if you're eating it raw, or whenever you cook it, it's the lower frequency, that kind of a thing. Obviously, processed foods have like nothing to them. So I started learning a little bit about that. So it's kind of open to the whole energy idea and stuff. I had always been kind of fascinated, or started, I guess, to get fascinated about by different types of energy medicine. And I eventually was introduced to the AO scan. And prior to that, I had done a holistic wellness directory. I launched that in 2019 and did that for, I'm trying to think, 19, like almost 4 years. And I loved being able to connect with people. And I started off really great and then kind of fizzled out. I had a lot of personal life things going on, another pregnancy, all of that kind of stuff. I had my second son in 2020. And so that was like a really awesome way to meet more practitioners and learn more about the different modalities. And I never really was drawn to any specific modality to learn more about it and become like an expert in it. I just loved learning from other people, which is why I started the directory, because I wanted to get people connected to resources that I thought were great. I always have people asking me for the best XYZ type of practitioner or a different modality or tools and resources and all of the things. So I loved doing that. But then in 2022, I opened up a brick and mortar shop, excuse me, called the Wellness Community. And I had big intentions for having multiple practitioners and doing a lot of group events and also having a store aspect, seeing clients myself, because I had started using this AO scan, which is all about biofeedback and frequency, and I absolutely love it. And I did get in one practitioner, and then a handful of others like throughout would use it on occasion, but really just one was consistent with it. She was really working on her business. And then life happened again and I got pregnant. And bunch of different things. Long story short, this year in 2024, I did make the decision to close down the brick and mortar back in April. And I have been just moving everything online with the intention that as my kids get older, maybe I can open up a shop again. Right now, I'm looking to connect with other wellness practitioners in the area. I have a list of them that are open to me coming and seeing them and their clients, but my 8-month-old will not take a bottle. So kind of just sitting at home doing a lot of virtual stuff. A few people will come to my house to have services, but um, long story short, I love piecing different parts of wellness together. From looking at your personality to how you grew up and different traumas that you might have experienced and how that's created the person that you are today and how you respond to various situations. And then also the other aspect of like how that's manifesting in your physical health. Um, and it's so fascinating to me to look up like, okay, I have a sore knee. What is that related to? FYI, the knee is related to the ego. Um, but there's so much excitement for me when I'm looking at all of these pieces and connecting the dots and suggesting different therapies and modalities for people. And I love to continue to grow that knowledge. I love to meet new practitioners and work with them to, give my clients more options. So this is probably going to end up being a semi-short episode, but I do want to share a little bit about, I have like a million rabbit holes I could go down. So I'm trying to decide like which one I'm going to go to. So I'll share a little bit about the AO scan and like just how I see everything being connected. I've been looking a lot more into quantum entanglement, quantum physics, and I love this new practitioner I've been following, Dr. Daryl, who is like, you can't explain quantum physics. Quantum physicists don't even know what all of the pieces are. So if you think you're going to master quantum physics, good luck. It's a long journey and nobody has mastered it. So, but it's been fascinating to learn just about the quantum, about the ether, about how everything is connected. And that goes also in relation to, like I was just sharing, your emotion to your body and what's going on with your body. But also learning more about the quantum biology of how our body responds to different things, whether that be food, whether that be sunlight, whether that be water, and what is best for each individual and the healing process of the body. So I take a lot of rabbit holes. I go on so many different places whenever I'm talking to clients. We end up talking about, skincare routines and what type of water they drink and what type of cleaning products that they use, um, how they handle different stressful situations. We discuss stress a lot, and I don't believe that we can completely get rid of all of our stress, because there's always going to be, our body will respond to things as stress, even if they aren't meant to be stressful. But how do we manage that? How do we take a deep breath? How do we slow our mind down to say, you know what, this isn't necessarily important right now, and this is what is important. Um, that's been an area that I've really been working on in my life since coming home, because now that I'm home and with my kids more, I've really been trying to prioritize my life and then fitting my business into my life. And that's in part because I'm working with a business coach that's what she does, aligning your life and business to work cohesively and so that you get to live your life. I'm learning how to have more fun, because fun and laughter is medicine, and all of that kind of stuff, again, all connects together. Who we relate to and who we're talking to, all of that is resonance. When someone, walks into a room and they just light the room up, like that's a resonance that they're giving out, and it's resonating with the different people in the room. Same for someone that walks in the room that's like not having a great day, that can affect. And um, I typically bring that stuff then back to like, okay, what is our everyday life? Like for me, that's my home. That's what energy am I putting out to my home? What energy is my husband bringing home after work? What energy are my kids giving off? Are they needing sleep? Are they, all of these things. Sleep is another key aspect. So a lot of the things that I personally have been working with my clients with are biofeedback with the AO scan, which looks at all of the different things in the body. Uh, the chemistry at a frequency standpoint, and then the physiology at a standpoint, as well as emotions. And then I also broadcast frequencies to my clients, utilizing the AO scan. And that can be for anything. That can be for focus and concentration. That can be for energy. That can be for um, trying to reduce some pain and inflammation in the body. That can be for supporting the body's immune system, all kinds of different things. And then the other aspect that I've been working on, which I am going to share here on the podcast because I am starting to launch it verbally and on social media this week, is an 8-week wellness challenge. So what we're going to be doing in this 8-week wellness challenge is every client will get access to the AO scan software. And then each week we're going to utilize more of the software so that everyone has the time to get used to it and utilize it and isn't just overwhelmed, because there are so many features on the AO scan. But also we're going to be discussing lifestyle. So we're going to be discussing mindset around how we believe our bodies are functioning. Are they healing, or do we need a new body? Just a tip, your body's not trying to kill you. Your body is trying to keep you alive. It's doing what it was created to do. It just may need some help because we are so inundated with toxins and um, all kinds of negative things towards our body. So we need to really rejuvenate it. But anyway, we'll be discussing mindset. We'll be discussing stress and the nervous system, different types of nervous system resets, from breathing to getting outside and grounding. We'll be discussing sunlight and the importance of getting sun on your skin. We'll be discussing mood. We will be discussing mood, movement, and the lymphatic system, as well as food and sleep, hydration, and what really hydration is. It's not just drinking plain empty water. Making sure that you're getting your trace minerals and making sure that I've been really diving into a little bit of the quantum biology of easy water, which is exclusion zone water. It's not something that you drink. It is something that your body creates with what you give it. And so I'm looking forward to taking a course all about that kind of stuff. So I'll be incorporating some of that into the challenge. And I'm just really excited to collectively pool all of the things that I have learned over the years and am currently learning and support people with empowering their wellness. That is my goal. My goal is to empower you in your wellness journey, to give you resources and tools, to encourage you to start researching things for yourself, to connect with good resources of information, people who are doing the research or in connection with people that are doing the research. Because that's truly where our health is going to thrive. Whenever we take back our ownership and say, hey, I know that XYZ is something that I'm doing, maybe I should shift it. Learning the different things that are not helping our body and supporting our body and shifting to the things that are. One of those things I have been doing as I learn more about quantum biology is working at getting sunlight every morning and grounding every morning. So my ideal morning, which does not happen every morning, is going outside and sitting. I sit in a chair because I don't want to sit in wet grass, but sitting in a chair with my at least my feet on the ground on the grass, and then just letting the sunlight hit my body. And sometimes that's cloudy, and that's okay. The more I've been learning, the clouds still allow certain rays of light through, which support your body. Making sure I'm drinking water. My next step is to start doing that in the evening and then wear blue blockers after sunset so that I'm not getting those blue rays in my eyes, which affects the circadian rhythm and the sleep and all of that stuff. So there's lots of pieces that I myself am working on too. So I also want you to know that I'm on my own wellness journey. While I might know a lot of things, I don't always practice them. I am working on practicing them. One of the other things that I do want to touch on is the fact that health and wellness is not, there's no finish line necessarily. Like, I think that we get so wrapped up in we have to be perfect and we have to do XYZ and this is the goal. So, like, we have to do all the things. Well, once you get to that goal, what's next? Like, it doesn't just stop. You have to continue doing those things. So, I'm all about practicing more of a sustainability type of lifestyle and learning how to give grace, because if you are so stressed out about your diet or you're so stressed out about your movement or the red light and the blue light and like all of the things, if you're stressed out about your, lab markers, and whenever you have an AO scan, you see all of these things that are happening in your body and people tend to be like, oh my God, I'm such a mess. It's okay. Your body is always working its way towards homeostasis. And the more that we can support it, the better. The more that we can support it, the more vital we'll feel and the better we'll feel. But really just tuning into your body and saying, hey, what do you need right now? What whispers are you giving me that I should probably listen to? And then doing those things, that's where our power lies, by getting more in tune with our body, more in tune with nature, more in tune with the natural rhythm and cycle of life. That's something that I'm excited to kind of play with as I continue growing and learning, and just adding different things to my personal life and supporting my family as well. So I hope that you enjoyed this little bit into Emily. I have so much more I could share, but I will wrap it up now, and make sure to tune in next week for our second episode. I have a lineup of guests, but I'm not going to announce who it's going to be because I don't know who it is actually going to be for our second episode, as I'm still getting a few people scheduled. So I hope that you have a fantastic day, and I will see you next time.